The internet, for its size, is the most powerful tool on a computer. And the YouTube is the power behind the community engagement that takes place among the viewers. This is the Regatta at Arlesburgh live stream.
Talking to ourselves again, are we, Doc?
Oh, hey, Oliver. Didn't see you there.
Oh, hello, Oliver. Hello, Doc. It's nice to see you.
Nice to see you too, Skiff.
Yes, lovely to see you too, Skiff.
Yes, it's such a nice day today, especially for the regatta, isn't it?
Hi, I would say so.
Hello, everyone. What's the occasion?
Oh, hello, Ryan.
Hello,
Hi,
Skiff.
Ryan.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, who are those boats out in the water? I don't think I've met them before.
Neither of us.
Oh, I've heard of them.
I say, is everything started already?
Calm yourselves there, Top Hat.
Calm yourself, Top Hat. We still have a couple of hours before the regatta even starts.
Oh, thank goodness. You know it's not a party without out around.
Hello? There's engines over there.
You finally got yourself all dressed up for a real occasion there, eh, Top Hat?
Well, of course I do. You know, I have to look my best for an occasion such as this.
Hey, Skiff, are these friends of yours?
No, I've never even met them. They are
But
not.
I've heard of
exactly
these.
sailboats.
I've heard of these blokes. That's Top Hat, Hercules, and Zug from Big City Port.
Top Hat, there's our first question here, and it's for you.
Oh? Let's see. Where is it? Oh, I think I see it. It's if champ to stay.
No, it's from Bonnie Games.
It's who?
Bonnie Games.
I'm trying to find it.
Yes.
I'm afraid I don't see it.
Well,
Can you read the question to me?
of course. Top Hat?
All right.
James?
I'm sorry.
I was asking. You know Gordon and James?
Is this question directed at me?
Exactly.
Do I know Gordon and James? I don't know. I've never heard those tugboats before. Are they around here?
Oh, they're not tugboats, Top Hat. They're engines like Oliver, Ryan, and me.
Oh. Well, I
understand,
must say
Tom.
I've never met them then. Because
Sorry,
this is
go
my
ahead.
first time here at Sodor.
Ooh.
Oh, well, welcome to Sodor.
Yeah,
And I believe the same could be said for my fellow comrades here, Hercules and Zug.
Actually, this is my third time coming to Sodor.
Oh, is it? You never told me this.
It's
Yes.
true.
Top Hat, I'm an ocean tug. I go all sorts of places.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Seen him around this here harbor.
Huh.
Well,
And I guess
welcome you all to Arlesburgh Harbour.
Yes.
Well, thank you. What's your name, little boat on the rails?
My name is Skiff.
Skip. Well,
Yes.
interesting.
And I think introductions should also be at hand. My name's Oliver.
And I'm Duck. Well, that's not my real name. My real name is Montague, but I actually like Duck better than Montague.
Wait a minute. If your name is Montague, how come you're called Duck then?
Maybe he actually is a duck in disguise.
Oh my.
Oh no, my little friend. That's not why they call me Duck. They call me Duck because they say that I waddle. I don't really, of course, but I actually like Duck better than Montague.
I
Ah.
see.
Very strange.
Indeed. Indeed.
Oh,
Anyway, still continue with the introductions. We have Oliver and Duck. Who else do we have here?
Ah, yes. Oh, here's a question, another one for you, Top Hat.
Oh?
Okay. Why are you always such a stuck-up towards everyone?
What? I'm not a stuck-up. I just say what is on my mind, that's all. If it comes to me, I say it.
That's the definition.
Says the one who argued with Captain Star about taking the garbage barge.
Well, garbage is not really it doesn't fit my profile. I'm a railway tug.
Well, I don't know. I think the garbage job actually suits you, Top Hat. Especially that fishy.
No, go stick your stack into a garbage chute. Why don't you?
Oh, you just had to bring that up, did you?
Okay. Let's keep the argument to a minimum, shall we? Oh,
Well, as long as the Zug here doesn't keep it up, I'm perfectly fine.
Same here.
we'll change the subject. Oh, here's a question for you, Roy, and it's from Ethan, the Tender Engine number 11.
Oh, what's he say?
How is Daisy?
Oh, Daisy's fine. She's a real pain sometimes, but we get along.
Oh, I've seen her come through the harbour dozens of
Who's
times.
this Daisy?
Oh, she's a diesel rail car.
And not a flower.
Diesel rail car?
Yes, it carries passengers.
Believe it or not, Top Hat, you two would actually get along.
I don't know about that. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. I've never even heard of a diesel.
Neither have I.
Now, I'll tell you that.
I say, Oliver, chap, you have something here from Sudrian Harbour's Productions.
Oh, really?
It says to Oliver, do you remember Scruffy?
Oh, I'd rather you not remind me of him in such a happy occasion like this.
Who's Scruffy?
Scruffy was a troublesome chuck that used to work here on this branch line.
And I pulled him apart one time.
Oh,
I see.
my!
Oh,
Oh, my.
Goodness!
huh.
You
There,
pulled him apart.
That's
Oliver, don't worry, my dear. If it was a troublesome truck, he probably deserved it.
Yes, and he and the trucks did start making derogatory jokes about me.
Oh dear.
I'll say.
Sounds almost like he could have been a Z-stack.
If he was a tug, probably so.
What's a Z-stack?
That's what Zug is here. Me and Zug, even though we're both tugboats, we are of different fleets. I am of the prestigious Star Fleet, whereas Zug here is from the low-life Zero Fleet, also known as Z-stacks.
led by the Honorable and Unmentionable Captain Zorro, for your information.
Is that why you're yellow and he's brown?
That's exactly. Well,
I'm purple.
Well, speaking of which, Ryan, there's a question for you about that. Let me look it up quickly. Ah, here it is, from Nicholas Montagnino. He asks, before you came to Sodor, did you used to be painted in GNR apple green?
Well, I've been on the island for many years. I'm not sure if I remember. I think I was, actually. I used to be green, like Duck here.
Well, I used to be brown. But now I have a white, and now I'm all blue and yellow.
Oh,
Well,
I
Roy,
say.
And let me just say, it's a colour that suits you, little boat.
Thank you. It's Skiff, by the way.
Oh, I apologise, Skiff.
No worries.
Oh, I say, there's a question here for me from a champ to stay. He says, has OJ retired? And if so, who's taken his place? My dear sir, Captain Star never retires his tugs.
That's right. OJ
If that
is still hard
quarantine
at work.
Quite
Yeah,
nice.
if that quarantine incident that OJ helped prevented his anything to go by, I think that says everything. It's self-explanatory.
I mean, Did you even hear about how Captain Star stood up to Burke and Blair like that?
Well, of course I did. Everybody heard about that in the harbor.
I was talking to the person in the chat.
Probably one of the most famous stories of I've ever heard from a tugs. From a Star Tug or a Z Stack.
Oh.
By the way, Top Hat, just out of curiosity, did we ever move that old tramper that was there for 2 years?
Old trapper? What old trapper?
Warrior told me about him. He said he bumped into him the day after Izzy got onto the shore.
Oh, you mean old Rusty? You mean old Rusty?
Oh, yes, I remember.
Yeah, it's old Rusty.
You know, I'm not entirely sure.
He could have
I
been.
think when we go back, we need to make sure he's out of the shipping lanes.
He could have been strapped or sunk, for that matter. I haven't actually been able to know about him for a while.
Oh, here's a question for Skiff from Railboat 130. Where do your wheels go after you hit the water?
I couldn't hear. Where did my wheels go?
Yes, after they hit the water.
Oh, well, not that many people would notice, but there's actually a set of buffers underwater. So once I go into the water, the wheels are left behind against the buffers.
Wait a minute! You have wheels?
Oh, yes. Don't you know? Don't you see me on land?
Well, I assumed you were in dry dock.
Nope. I can go anywhere.
Both
That's
on
right.
land.
Interesting. I've never heard about a boat with wheels before.
I'm
Neither
called,
have I.
I'm called a railboat. I'm
A
called
railboat?
Yes, I can give tours around the harbor, both on land and sea. The children quite love it.
That's very useful, Skiff.
Well,
Thank
that's
you.
Very interesting indeed.
If I can intervene here, which do you actually prefer, being on the rails or in the sea, if I may ask?
Both.
Oh.
I like going on land and sea, but I don't really like getting my face wet. But I'm getting used to it.
Oh, tell me about it. I don't like getting my face wet, or for that matter, all of me wet.
Same here.
It ruins my varnish.
We discovered that not too long ago when Grampus, our submarine, squirted water on his face one time.
It reminded me of that incident.
Oh, yes.
I say, Duck, you have a couple of questions here.
Oh!
And it looks like there's a question for me, too.
But first, Zug, since Duck was the one that gave off that wonderful intro,
I understand.
yeah. Yes, besides, steam engines before Z-stacks, if you know what I mean.
Oh my.
Oh, you didn't
Of
that.
course.
What? What did I say?
Nothing.
Oh dear. I think I did something wrong, didn't I?
No, you didn't.
No.
Well, anyway, for Duck, there's at least 2 questions here. But, let's see here. Oh, I think I might know this one. Let's see, this is from Bonnie Games. Hey, Duck, have you met Puffer?
I don't think I have.
Puffer is our engine over at Big City Port.
Well, that would explain why I've never met her. But I have seen another engine that probably... What does she look like?
I'm sorry, I missed that.
What does Puffer look like?
Puffer's a steam engine. He's got a really big headlamp and a big smokestack. And he sometimes helps out, especially in Uptown with the logging operations.
Well, I think I've seen... Well, actually, some of the engines on the main line have told me about an engine like that. Who used to work at Knapford. The station toilet. Just an old Tom. This is my good friend Thomas.
Oh. Well, if you ever come to Big City Port, I'll be sure to introduce you to Puffer.
Sounds good.
And here's one more question for you. It's from Champ to Stay. what are the names of the slip coaches?
Ah, yes, the names of the slip coaches. I know them quite well.
Beg pardon for my interruption, but what is a slip coach?
Oh,
Yes,
a slip
I
coach
heard
is
something like that.
the coaches that can be uncoupled without even stopping.
Oh my, well, that sounds rather dangerous.
Yes, indeed.
It takes a lot of skill and expert timing to operate them.
Well, you see that there are brakes inside the slip coaches that the guard can use to, stop the coach at the platform.
Oh,
Oh.
I still have a lot to learn about railways.
Thank you, Oliver. But you have to, if you go too slowly into the stations, they'll bump into the back of you.
Oh my.
I
It's
see.
fine too, especially on busier days, like in
Huh.
summer or stuff like that.
Anyway, there's a question here from the chap to stay for Zug here.
But, I forgot to mention the names of the slip coaches.
Oh, terribly sorry. So, just a minute, Zug.
No worries, Cuphead, no worries.
Okay.
All right. What are the names of these slip coaches, and how many are there?
There's actually 3 slip coaches on Sodor.
Oh.
How many the Fat Controller brought here. And their names are Alfred, Jenna, and what was the other one's name?
Wasn't it Winston or something?
I believe that's the name of the Fat Controller's inspection vehicle.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, their names are Alfred, Jenna, and Wilson.
So it is Winston.
No, I said Wilson, not Winston.
Wilson.
Oh, Wilson. You know, I've seen you pull those 3 through the harbor a few times.
Yes. I've even brought your passengers to you. I've even brought their passengers to you. You can give them rides along the harbor.
Well, thank you.
Interesting name.
Say, I noticed a few questions a while back. What was it? Oh, Ryan. Ryan, are you there?
Hello.
It says it's from Jacob Hayes. It says, Ryan, what branch line would you work on besides the Harwick branch line?
Oh, I don't think I can work anywhere else. This is such a lovely branch line. But
Not
if I
even
have to
Thomas's? Not even Thomas's branch line?
Oh, I had enough fun when I was working there. I don't think I want to work anywhere else. I love the Harwick branch line. I'd miss everyone if I had to work somewhere else.
Neither would I, Ryan. Neither would
Good
I.
answer. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to go anywhere else because it's dangerous for me out on the main line.
Although Gordon tells me that he's seen you draw
Well-
along the line here and there.
Well, yes. Yes, that is true. I don't know what Captain Joe was thinking. I think he just wanted
Here's another
to
question for you,
go
Top
around.
Hat, from Don't Mess With
No.
Me. Yes. Oh, I do say. What was that?
For me.
Did it sound like a chainsaw there?
Yes. Weird. But anyway, what's the question for me?
Yes, as I was saying, what happens when your monocle falls off?
But what are you talking about?
Is that what that is? I was wondering what that was on your eye.
Oh, my monocle! What do you mean? It never falls off.
I wouldn't be so sure. I do actually have recalling a certain time where Warrior had actually told you that if you ended up having to do garbage, you actually were rather shocked and your monocle seemed to have fallen off. Now,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it was during the munitions accident.
Oh, what?
Your memory must be very fuzzy, Hercules, because I would remember something like that. As long as I have lived, as long as I have been built, I have never lost my monocle. It has always stayed in one place.
Suit yourself then.
Yep,
Very well, Top Hat.
indeed.
Just out of curiosity, are there any questions for me, my dears?
I did see something, Hercules. I think it was, let me look here.
Hang on, I think I got it.
I found one. I found one. This one's from Melissa Tavern. The Hercules. Did you lose your hat in the wind?
My hat? I don't think so. I mean, our hats are firmly placed on our cabs. I don't remember ever losing mine.
Or something
Just like my monocle.
Oh, I found another question for you, for Hercules, from Champ to Stay. Who does your hair?
My hair?
No.
Yes.
I'm sorry. What about my hair?
Like, who does it? I assume.
I never knew tugboats would have hair.
That's something I always been curious myself, you know.
And sometimes I envy Hercules on that.
Really? You envy me of all tugs?
Well, your hair in particular.
Don't worry, old chap. I'm sure someone will groom yourself.
Although I
don't like the sound of that.
Although I must say this though, Billy Shoepack needs some serious grooming for his hair.
Oh yes, that little alligator really does need a groomer. Anyways, so I don't really have anyone who styles my hair. I think it's always just been like this.
Strange.
So yes, that's my answer.
And here's another one for you, Hercules. It is from Railwolf 930.
Okay, what is it?
Blue-nose behavior improved.
Absolutely not. Blue-nose didn't learn a single thing during that day.
I can second that.
I can agree to that as well.
Who's
Blue-nose?
Blue-nose is a self-absorbed, snobbish, and reckless naval tug.
Sounds like you.
I beg your pardon. I am not a naval tug. I am a
Nice one,
railway
Ryan.
tug. How many times do I have to say that?
I believe that's what they call roasted.
Oh,
What?
yes.
Something I heard recently.
You just roasted there, Top Hat.
I have
Yeah,
no idea what this means. I would have to,
Top Hat's on
I'll have to
fire,
have somebody
everyone.
answer that for me.
Oh, here's another question for you, Hercules, from Railwolf.
Oh wow.
What's your favorite part of being an ocean tug?
Oh, I suppose my favorite part is to see all the sights that the world has to offer from the sea. It is such a beautiful world out there. And since I'm an ocean tug, I get to see almost all of it. At least where the sea goes to.
And here's a question for all the tugs, asked by Kleiman's Productions. Have you seen any sea creatures?
Sea creatures?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
You mean like the Loch Ness Monster?
They're like the what?
Well, something like that.
What? No, I haven't actually seen any creatures in the sea before. Never in my life.
Well, I do recall seeing a pod of whales going past outside the city limits.
Oh, yes.
That reminds me of the time when Oliver's Break Van Toad had saved a whale.
Really?
Did somebody say my name?
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't
hello,
see you
Lily.
back there, Toad.
Is that Toad?
Where's
Yes,
the toad? I don't see a toad.
Top Hat, this is my breakdown code.
Top Hat.
Oh!
Why, hello, Mr. Top Hat.
Hello, Toad. Why are you called Toad?
simple.
That's probably
because
just his name.
Because I'm a Toad brake van.
Huh.
Wait, so Toad is actually the name of the class of brake van you are?
I can't recall. That's just what my brake van name is commonly called.
Oh,
Huh.
very interesting.
Interesting.
But Toad, tell them the time that you saved that whale.
Oh yes, I saved a whale once, and I saw it beach that Love's Cove once, but Oliver didn't believe me.
Neither did I.
But I did see the whale the second time, and we did everything we could to help. And Toad had the idea of getting it to the docks to put it back into the ocean.
You mean this docks here?
Yep.
Excuse me, Mr. Hercules.
Oh yes, there's tons of harbors around Sodor. I've been to Brandon Docks. And
Well, how many harbors are here exactly?
let's see.
Well, there's Brandon Docks, there's Knapford Harbor, Tidmouth Harbor, and even this one, Arlesburgh Harbor.
So that makes it about 4.
And there's also Norby Harbor and the Kirk Ronan one.
That's 6.
That's
My goodness.
Yep.
Well, if you count the fishing village in Norby, that technically makes it 7.
Oh my.
That's what I was talking about, Norby's fishing village.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a question for all the tugs?
I think that was it. That was the one with all the animal or sea creatures.
Yes.
Oh,
I remember.
If
I
I
remember-
remember being here, wasn't there actually a question from me a while back?
Yes, I meant to bring that up to you. It's from Champ to Stay. My word, this fellow has a lot of questions for us, doesn't he? Anyway, to Zug, how's Zebedee?
Oh, he's actually doing quite well, though he's still kind of somehow reminiscent about the time he tried to help an old friend known as Johnny Cuba, who was an old friend to Captain Cesaro.
Oh, don't even remind me of that unsavory character.
Well, we've got a few unsavory characters around Sodor too, I can tell you that.
Yes.
Like
Well,
who?
Cubas. Well, believe me, if you actually had met Mr. Cuba, you would actually be shaking from your own cylinders to your funnel there, my friends.
Well, there's Gordon and James who work on the main line, and to a lesser extent, Henry.
And there's Diesel.
Ah, yes. Don't remind me of that.
I've met Diesel. He is not very pleasant.
Seriously, what is this diesel that everybody keeps talking about? What are these diesels?
They're basically engines like us,
Engine.
except they're box-shaped and they don't have funnels and booms like us.
Basically, they're not steam engines.
Oh.
They don't, and that's because they run on fuel instead of coal and water like us.
Yeah. Yes, and while some are friendly, like Mavis, Boko, and Paxton, some
Daisy.
like
And Rusty.
yeah, but some they can come off as a little, unpleasant, like Diesel, Ari, or Birch.
So you're saying that these diesels that aren't so nice are just like a Z-Stacks, am I correct?
Certainly sounds like it.
Now calm down, Top Hat.
Well, I'm just making an observation, because that's what it sounds like.
Indeed.
Anyway,
Oh, here's a question for you, Oliver. Do you see me as a
Ooh.
brother? Ooh, I'd like to know this one.
Wait, what?
Champ Stag wants to know if Oliver sees me as a spiritual brother.
Well, kind of.
Wait, whose brother? I missed that.
Well, someone wanted to know if Duck could be my spiritual brother.
You two do nothing alike.
Well, we
But-
did.
That I can actually agree to once again.
I mean, I'm not trying to boast here, but I think it's because we're both Great Western.
Oh.
True.
And also, I think there were a few more questions for me earlier.
Well, let's go have a look at them.
But in the meantime, I do see a question here for our little railboat friend, Skiff. It is from an Andrew Lego. She
Oh,
says, "Hey, Skiff, how is the mermaid?" There's a mermaid here?
oh. Well, that's quite a funny story, actually. See, I had once believed in fairy tales of mermaids, and, well, I thought I could find one and prove to Duck that mermaids are real. But, let's just say there was a goose chase with the fat controller.
Oh my word! That sounds absolutely hilarious!
Yes.
But Top Hat, if
Yes.
you look on the ship right over there that's docked here, there's a mermaid on its bow.
Yes,
What?
that's
No!
the mermaid. That's the
Oh, a
mermaid.
mermaid!
That's the mermaid they were talking about. I just missed
That if those
heard
were
it.
placed at the front of ships like that, that they are considered a sign of good luck.
Huh. No, honestly, I didn't actually see when we came in.
Wow.
Well, actually, I thought that is what they meant, but actually, later that same day, once they brought that over, I could have sworn I really did see a mermaid's tail peeping out of the water. I wasn't sure, but it did look like it.
Oh.
It was probably just another whale skiff.
Or it could be a dolphin. They are very frequent, I heard, around these parts.
Perhaps.
Ooh. I see that I've got a question from Liam Fitzgerald. Do I like the snow? Well, Toad here taught me that there are some magical things about snow, even about how tricky snow is.
Let me guess, you still don't like it though, do you?
Well, it's alright at best, but Toad helped me realize how wonderful it can be.
Oh, here's a question for both of us, Oliver, from Thomas Casey. You love the Great Western Railway more or Sodor more?
Sodor all the way.
No, that's actually a good question for me. I mean, because on the Great Western, we were proud of our. We were maybe a little too proud, you know, to think of that. You know what? I'm gonna have to agree with Oliver here. I like Sodor better. Engines here are more humble, you know, for the most part, anyway.
I mean, it's kind of the same thing with us Star Tugs. We wouldn't want to work anywhere else besides the big city port.
The same to the
That
Z
I can
stacks.
wholeheartedly agree to.
And the same to the Z stacks as well.
As long as they're not trying to steal contracts from us.
True.
Can you not bring that up, Top Hat, please?
Ooh, Skiff, we got a question for you.
Oh, I'm all ears. Well, if I have ears.
Anyways, from Railwolf 930 to Skiff, do you miss Hugo?
Oh, well, he was quite nice. He did give me a lot of wind and whenever I wanted to go faster on the tracks. But I can understand if he's busy and he goes on tours, that kind of thing.
Who's Hugo?
You know,
He's a rail zeppelin.
yes, thank you, Oliver. I've been wondering what kind of engine he is. But
What?
he's like an
Rail
airplane. He's like an airplane.
First railboats, now aeroplanes on wheels.
Whatever next?
Through me.
Indeed.
Oh, don't.
Whatever next, a tugboat on wheels? Oh, wait.
We already have the skiff here. I think that's enough said right there. Speaking of which, Skiff, you do have another question here from ET and WNC fan 4501. They ask to Skiff, do you remember Sailor John? Was he mean to you?
Yes, he was.
Who's Sailor John?
He's like, I don't know if he's really a pirate or if he was just a retired naval soldier, but he abused me. Like, he treated me horribly because he was crazy mad after some ancient pirate treasure.
Oh, pirate treasure?
That's what Thomas told me.
Yes, Ryan, you should probably know about this too, don't you?
Oh, Thomas was really secretive about it for some reason, but I remember when I helped him stop the pirate ship. You know, the one right next to us.
Yes.
Wait, are you saying that pirate ship? That's a pirate ship?
Yes.
Yep.
And that it was on rails?
Well, it was on a flatbed.
Oh,
I
well, that makes sense.
I helped lift it out of the water. I mean, out of the cavern, actually.
And from what I've heard, Sailor John is locked up in the Titmouth Penitentiary right now.
Yes. I only
Wait a
hope he
minute.
doesn't escape and come after me
Skiff.
again.
You never know, Skiff.
Oh,
But don't worry, Skiff.
What did Sailor John look like?
I couldn't hear what?
A minute.
Two people were talking at once.
Don't worry, Skiff. If he does come back, we'll be here to help you.
Thank you, Ryan.
To the ends of the earth.
Thank you, Duck.
Hmm.
Because
Real
I'm
quick,
just a little
real quick,
railboat
Skiff.
anyways. Yes?
Excuse me, Skiff. I hate to ask you this. What did Sailor John look like?
Oh, well, he's a human. He's an old man. He wore a naval captain sailor hat and wore a blue jacket. He had a hair on his face, like a beard almost. That's all I can remember.
Wait a
Oh.
minute.
Oh.
Wait a minute, that sounds familiar. Sailor John. Pirate ship. Oh,
I could have sworn I saw him at the city port before we left.
wait a minute. I've heard about this chap from Blue-nose before.
Really?
Yes, I have. It was during one of our little confrontations. But I remember him talking about some madman who was using naval resources to try to find some sort of pirate treasure.
That does sound like him.
And then he ended up getting the boot because of this.
So he did work in the Navy. He didn't tell me if he used to, but I believed he would have one time. But now that you told me, I think he did work in the Navy once, did he?
Yes, I believe it was. I don't think it was over here, but I remember Blue-nose saying something about that. And it wasn't here in Big City, somewhere else. But he said that he was using naval resources after he heard about the legends of this pirate ship that was hiding.
Yes.
And he ended up getting the boot because of that. And I heard that he was roaming about this very place, as a matter of fact, trying to find it. And that pirate ship is the same thing
Yes.
that he was trying to find.
Yes, it was. He was
I hear
trying to find the treasure on that ship.
For some reason.
What was that, Duck?
I'm sorry.
That he had some kind of vendetta against the Fat Controller.
Well, everyone, I'm hearing the porter say that they need my help to get ready for the regatta, so I'm gonna have to go now.
One quick thing for you, Hercules. There's a question here from a James Riddle.
Oh, Okay, fire away.
Were you named after the Greek hero?
Believe it or not, yes, I was.
Oh, I figured that.
I never actually knew that.
I knew that, of course.
Oh, okay. I'll pretend you do.
Well, of course I do. You told me that when we first met.
Wait, did I? Oh,
Yes, you did.
well,
Hmm.
I didn't remember.
Like I said earlier, your memory is starting to get a little fuzzy.
Watch it, Top Hat.
Well, you were saying that about my monocle.
It looks like age might be catching up to you then, Hercules.
I'm still
Watch it, Zog.
I'll prove it when we get back to Big City Port.
Hmm.
Anyways, I have to go and get ready for the regatta.
All right. Farewell, Hercules.
Bye, Hercules.
Farewell.
Thank you for having me.
See you later, Hercules.
Oh, Ryan, there's a question for you from Jacob Hayes. What was it like for you back on the Great Northern Railway?
Ryan?
Ryan.
Oh, I see an icon on his picture there. It looks like the microphone slashed off. That must mean he's unavailable at the moment.
Well, we'll wait for him to come back. We'll answer another
Oh,
one.
I think he's back.
Oh, hello, I'm back, sorry.
Oh, there you are.
There he
You have a
is.
question for you.
Oh, perfect.
What was the question again?
Jacob Hayes asks, what was it like for you to work back on the Great Northern Railway?
It was a lot quieter over there, but I had a lot of friends there too. It's a shame I can't see them anymore.
Well, at least you have friends on Sodor here too.
Oh, I've lots of friends on Sodor.
Like Duck and me.
Oh,
And-
yes.
And me.
And Daisy.
Oh, Daisy.
Yes, even Daisy.
And yes, if you see Daisy around here, Top Hat and Zuck, you'll know what a diesel looks like.
Hmm.
We'll keep that in mind.
Indeed. Anyways, I have a question here. This one is actually something I've been wondering about. It is from Realwolf930 again, and he asks, do you know that Big Mickey survived the Munitions accident? He can be found in Printed Talks. He survived?
Big Mickey? He's alive?
Yes, he's at Random Docks.
Oh my goodness!
God.
I've heard of
Oh,
this.
so that's his name.
Time to time.
I have been wondering about him. I thought he had been scrapped after he had sunk.
Yes, I did think he actually sunk into the ocean, and all those years ago after the Munitions incident. He's still alive? How's he been doing?
Oh, he's been doing fine.
Hmm.
We'll have to definitely
wait a
see
moment.
him after this.
Wait a moment. So, Big Mickey used to work with you?
Of course! He used to work with the steel company before they were transferred to the other side of Big City Port. But after that, there was a munitions contract going on for one of the naval trappers. Krakatoa, I believe is what he was, and that's one of Blue-nose's biggest blunders right there.
Oh my.
Yes, indeed. Apparently, he almost went into complete shock afterwards.
He believed orders came before patience, and he set off a spark for one of the munitions as they were being loaded onto the Krakatoa, and that started a whole chain of events. It blew the whole dock and the ship sky high, and Big Mickey was part of it. And if it wasn't for him, actually, he would have crushed us. He turned himself a certain way and managed to avoid crushing us, but in the ensuing flames, he sunk. And I thought he had been gone this whole time. I didn't realize he had been salvaged or
Same
repaired
here.
for that even.
Well, if Blue-nose was still alive, he and Bradford would get along quite well.
Bradford.
Well, I wouldn't say that Bradford would get so along with Blue-nose quite well. You see, Bradford, he gives us orders just for the safety of our railway, you know?
Who's this Bradford?
He's a
He's
brake
a
fan.
fan.
Another brake van?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Although he doesn't normally work on Sodor. He works on the mainland with a cabless tank engine named Samson. He visited here several times.
I
Well,
see.
let's see another question.
Here's something for you, Skiff.
Okay.
It's from Liam Fitzgerald. He says, to Skiff, remember the big storm when you saved Duck and Oliver? A storm?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Yes.
I was pretty
I
frightened.
remember that well.
And
Yes.
and we're forever grateful for that.
My pleasure.
What exactly happened at the storm?
Well, apparently my rope got snapped and I got blown away out of the harbor and down the main line. I couldn't stop. And so I crashed into a fallen branch or tree and I derailed. And then Duck and Oliver were coming at both directions and they were about to crash into the tree. So I stopped them by like wriggling and like just waving my flag, my sail, that's right. My sail.
Oh.
You were able to do that, Skip.
Huh. Well, I guess I never knew I had the power to wriggle like that.
Well, you know the old saying, when the body is weak, the will can accomplish many things.
Well, you know, it's not just me who does that. I've seen Duck, Oliver, and a few other engines move around too. So I'm not the only one.
What I meant that it's an old adage. What it means is basically if your body is weak, you can't do anything physically. Your will is your driving force. Even if you can't do that,
Oh, I see now.
Yes.
I see.
Yes, it's like what some people have. It's like it's this, for example, a mother and a child. If a car happens to be, I've heard about this. If a car was on top of a child after an accident, and the mother showed such strength and to rescue her child, she literally moved the car off of her child. It was something called an adrenaline rush.
Oh my.
Oh wow. And
I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I've got to take these trucks back up to the harbour, so I'll see you later.
Goodbye,
Ryan.
Goodbye.
Oliver, were you trying to ask me something?
Yes, we got a question for you from Andrew Liago saying, does sunshine brighten up your day?
Oh, please, that joke gets way too old.
What joke?
I remember the day. Basically, Sunshine is one of our switcher tugs. He and 10 cents are both. 10 cents is our number 1. Sunshine's our number 7. And when it was announced that he was coming, that he was going to be working with us the day the Duchess was coming, I said, is he a bit of a day worker because his name is Sunshine? And then 10 cents said, he'd probably brighten up my day. I really resent that. Seriously, that joke is getting way too old.
Well, I didn't know Sunshine was a name for a tug. I thought, like, sunshine as in, like, the actual sun.
You'd be surprised about how many tugs or boats have names that are sometimes mistaken after.
Yes, I can understand that. I mean, you're called Top Hat, and yes.
And my name's Warrior. Warrior, what are you doing here? Hi, Top Hat. I was just trying to see what all the doors was about. The Warrior, please, you are interrupting the live stream.
Yes.
I just got a question.
What? What's going on? Please, Warrior, just calm down.
What's the question then?
From Liam Fitzgerald to Oliver, remember your daring escape from the scrapyard? Oh boy, do I ever.
You escaped from scrap?
Why, yes.
Oh, yes, I want to hear. Warrior, please. Really, I want to hear about this.
All right,
Yeah.
sit down.
Toad and I went out at night some friendly signalmen would let us pass from, and then a really nice signalman let me, Toad, and my auto coach Isabel to hide out on an old quarry branch on the mainland, hiding away from diesels. We stayed there for several days, but eventually we got caught and got into a scrapyard in Barrow and Furnace. But fortunately for us, Douglas came to our rescue, and he gave a great finale to our escape.
Oh my!
Oh, that sounds amazing.
For that night.
And Douglas and his twin Donald, they're from Scotland, so
Scotland?
Yep.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Scotland. Warrior, do you even know where Scotland is? Of course I do. It's wait a minute, what is Scotland again?
Typical warrior, clueless as he is.
Oh? Everyone, for sake of introductions, this here, even though you can't exactly see him, is Warrior. He's another fellow star tug. Hi, everyone!
Well, hello, Warrior.
Yes, he's one of our muscles, but not very bright, if you know what I mean. Well, of course I'm bright. I've got a headlamp, don't I? Not that kind of bright, Warrior. Eh? Oh, brother.
God, you're dead.
Anyway, what's your names, fellas on the land there? And I see another boat too.
My name's Duck. And this is my friend Oliver.
Hello.
That railboat is Skiff.
Railboat? I heard about these things.
Harbor.
I just want to get this out there. Keaton Endler, I just want to say that I was telling my escape story because Warrior wanted to hear it. I wasn't trying to brag about it.
It wasn't a brag. I want to hear about it. It sounded very interesting. I've never met an engine that escaped from scrap before.
Yeah.
There's a garbage pit.
Also, I'm very grateful for Douglas that night.
Who's Douglas, if I may ask?
Did you listen, Zug? He is the engine that rescued Oliver, and he has a twin named Donald, and they're both from Scotland. Scotland? Oh, please don't go over this again, Warrior.
Sorry.
Tender engine.
Apparently, I think age might be getting to me. I think I'm losing a bit of
You see, Donald and Douglas each have numbers. Donald 9 and Douglas 10.
Thank you.
Yep, I see them come through the harbour now and then.
They work with us on our branch line every now and then. You know, I mean, we can't do all the work ourselves. Oh, there's a question for you, Zug and Top Hat. What was it like during the Great Depression?
Oh, please. That was, as for its namesake, a real depression.
I don't want to actually talk about it that much.
Oh, I know all about this. Oh, that was a time to remember. Oh, we were really losing a lot of jobs, but I still had my garbage route. Yes, Warrior, you certainly did. But, hey, what was everyone so glum for? Does the word depression mean anything to you? Aye? We'll have to talk about that later, Warrior. So much you still need to learn. Hey, I'm not that stupid. Am I? I don't think so. Yeah, anyway, what's this stream that everyone's talking about? I don't see any streams around here, just a big harbour.
It's called a live stream.
Yes. Hey? Apparently, we actually are in some sort of online chat where we actually talk to various users online, and we are actually talking to these engines here near the harbour.
Well, I can see that. Well, it's definitely an on-land chat. No, online, Warrior. Well, that's what I said. They are definitely on land and online. Those engines are. Oh!
Oh, I can see why you mean Warrior's funny.
Yes, among other things.
So here's a question for you, Oliver. It's for Thomas from Thomas Katie. Do you miss the mail train?
Well, I still take the mail train on some occasions, but
Mail train?
Oliver?
I'll say this. I can honestly see why Thomas and Percy enjoyed the mail train so much.
Oh,
Well, it's another form of them getting post about. Kind of like, you know, the post train back at Big City, the one I rescued from that big steel rig incident. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was very brave of you, Top Hat. Yeah, Lord Steeper told me all about it. Yes, and he was a bright one, too. It was actually his idea to come with me, and he managed to save another train once the bridge fell apart. Yeah, he told me about that, too. Oh, Steeper, what a mate he is.
What about Lord Stinker?
Oh, Lord Stinker, he's a garbage barge. Yes, and he lives to his namesake.
It couldn't actually hurt to actually have him take me in for a wash now and then.
Hey, I always give him a wash. Why do you think I have this hose fitted to the top of my cab, hey?
Oh.
Yeah.
oh, hey, Warrior, is that your name, Warrior?
Yeah, it's Warrior.
There's a question for you, actually. It's
Where?
It's from Liam Fitzgerald. It says, Warrior, have you ever met Henry the Green Engine?
Who's Henry? Oh, this is my first time here at Sodor. Who's this Henry?
Believe me, you and Henry have so much in common.
Oh,
Hello,
What? What's that? Who's that? Oh my! So I guess why they meant cabless engine. You don't have a cab.
Yeah.
Cabless engine? What's wrong with my cab?
Nothing. I was just making an observation. I've never seen an engine of your caliber before.
Same here.
Well, yes,
Hi,
keep it to yourself,
Samson.
boy.
Hello.
hello, Samson. What are you doing here at the harbour?
Sir Topham Hatt wanted me to bring some fireworks down for the regatta.
Oh, yes, thank you. We really needed them later tonight.
Warrior, please keep your distance from them. You know how much of a bright spark you can be.
Yes.
What?
Samson, you didn't bring Bradford with you, did you?
Oh no, I believe Henry's borrowing him for a train to the mainland.
Oh, that shouldn't be pleasant for him.
Nope.
Oh, dear.
Who's this Bradford everyone's talking about? Warrior, just imagine him as Blue-nose, but a brake van instead. Oh.
That's a good way of putting it.
Except Bradford is just looking out for the best interests of the railway. Blue-nose just does it for the heck of it.
I could see that, but I do have a question. What's a brake van?
Brake fans are what? Brake fans are. Okay. Brake fans are those. They're the.
It's what Toad is over there.
Hello, Mr. Warrior.
Oh, hello there. What did it say there? You look like a boxcar.
Essentially,
But I'm a
brake
brake
vans
van.
help us break down hills.
Oh, yeah, okay. I know what brake fans are now. You're those things at the end of trains. You'll finally get that, Warrior. Congratulations.
Bravo.
And they have brakes inside of them.
Oh, so that's why they're called brake vans.
The guard puts on the brakes if there's an emergency and the train needs to stop or something like that. Coaches have break coaches have brakes inside of them too.
And I believe there's actually something called a caboose. That's something similar to a brake van I've actually heard of.
Yes, I've heard of those too. An American term, if I recall.
Mm.
Oh, Top Hat, I see a question for you.
Oh, about time!
It's from Brandon Polly. Top Hat, any opinions on James the Red Engine?
Oh, my dear Brandon, again, this is my first time to Sodor. I have yet to meet these three engines that everybody's been talking about. Gordon, Henry, and James. I have yet to meet these three. So I wouldn't know what to say, or have an opinion of them.
Well, who knows if they may come by here. This is an interesting occasion. Anyway, it's a regatta.
Don't know about Gordon, though, because he said, well, he's too big to fit on a branch line. Besides, he thinks they're vulgar.
Oh, my.
Oh, my. What's vulgar? Yeah, worry.
Vulgar.
If I may intervene, there's actually a question for all three of us here. From Train Spectre 11G2. To myself, Warrior, and Top Hat, what have you been doing since the 1920s?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
The question was, to me, Top Hat, and Warrior, what have you been doing since the 1920s?
Oh, to be perfectly honest, I don't really remember. Do you remember, Top Hat?
Yes, I do. You were taking garbage.
Oh, no wonder I forgot about it. I wanted to, but oh well, never mind.
As for myself, the one thing I'm always good at and is held in high esteem for me is doing the railway barges with duties with Frank and Eddie.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the rail floats.
Well, the only thing that I tend to remember is pulling a very large vessel upriver a while back. It was the same one that actually trapped me and a few star tugs. That was a while ago.
I see.
Oh.
So, pardon me if I, forgot something, but what's been going on?
Well, we've been answering questions.
Oh, and speaking of questions, here's one for me from Magic of the Rails. He asked if I still have dreams about traveling the sea and the world. Yes, I still do.
Wait, you want to travel the sea?
Ah, yes. And see what's beyond the horizon.
Well, I believe I can hook you up with Frank or Eddie on that, seeing as I am a railway tug. But I'll have to bring them over sometime.
Thanks, Top Hat, but I think I'm going to have to decline your offer. You see?
What?
I'm declining your offer, Top Hat.
Oh.
Just hear me out here, okay? As much as I'd like to travel the sea and world, I've come to realize that best travels are those we can only dream of.
I see.
If I went gallivanting around the world like Thomas did, then I'd have nothing to dream about.
Anyway, Duck, I see another question for you from James Riddle. He's
Ooh, what's that?
He says, Duck, how would you react to seeing Diesel acting nice to those ducklings?
Excuse me, but
I'd actually be quite surprised about that.
excuse me, is there wind blowing?
Yes, I
Well,
can
we are by the sea.
Of course we are, warrior. There's always a breeze out here.
Oh, yes, I see.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just that this sea breeze is making it a bit difficult to hear everybody.
Well, that's the sea for
Yes, I can concur with you for once.
But anyway, back to the question for Duck. It is from James Riddle. How would you react to seeing Diesel acting nice to those ducklings?
I heard the question.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'd be actually quite surprised, given that he's never apologized to me for the way he treated me all those decades ago,
Oh,
trying to send me away.
I see.
Oh, I think I may have caught a few questions for me. There's one from, hold on, where was it? Oh, there's one. The first one was from Champ to Stay. Warrior, do you know that Big Mickey's alive and working at Brennan? Wait, Big Mickey's alive?
Yes, that's amazing, Warrior.
Yes.
Oh, that's great to hear.
I plan to meet him after this. It would be so great to catch up with an old friend.
Same here.
Say that again.
Oh, yes. I thought he perished in a munitions incident, but no. Turns out he's still alive. I'm so happy right now. Anyways, I've got another question from Railwolf 930. How's Big Mac? I think he's doing well.
What's a Big Mac?
Oh no.
He's one of our harbor tugs, like Warrior here. And for his namesake, he is a Big Mac. He's big. And he's Scottish, too.
Yes, although it's been a while since I've last seen him.
And Harvey. And Duncan.
Ooh. Wait, what about, what was his name? Duncan? What about him?
He too is Scottish, like Big Mac.
Oh, I see.
Douglas.
well, so are Donald and Douglas.
And a crane engine that also works on Sodor named Harvey.
I don't know all these engines, sorry.
I didn't think you would.
Yes, of course you wouldn't, Warrior. This is your first time here, just like me.
And me.
Yes.
Anyway, to Zug, you have a question here.
Huh.
Also from Railwolf 930. Oh my, he really asks a lot of questions, doesn't he? It says, to Zug, are the Z-stacks intentionally bad?
Well, not all are. I mean, we often have to help how you star tugs on some occasions, but we tend to be devious every once in a while.
I mean, if I recall, I believe Zebedee became a hero one time.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I might remember that.
Yes, that incident when he stopped Johnny Cuba from escaping.
Ooh, Johnny Cuba. How can I ever...
Yes, I will give props to Zug.
And he helped the Stars stalk Princess Alice.
Ooh.
And that too.
I remember that one. Again, props to Zebedee, but I can't say that for all Z-stacks.
Ooh.
Typical.
Yes. I see.
Typical.
Oh, I've got a question for everyone.
What's that?
This one's from Clemens Productions. To everyone, have you wondered if there are any magical portals to different dimensions?
Magical portals?
Magical portals? Oh, please.
I did hear about the Magic Railroad.
Wait, what?
A magic railroad.
Magic.
Oh, droll.
What?
Well, there's no such thing as magic, thank you.
You are so right on there, Samson. So right there.
Wait, what exactly is this Magic Railroad thing that you're all talking about?
I think it's best that Thomas talk to you about it.
Yeah,
He told me he was here, but he's not here right now.
I'm sure we'll be seeing him soon.
If you even know who he is.
Oh, yes, true. Wait, what does he look like?
He's the #1 engine. He's a very, very good friend.
Well, okay, but can you be a little bit more specific? Like, what's his color? What's his size? And Anything.
He's a tank engine. He's blue.
Cerulean.
Oh.
Right. Right. But
Oh. Okay. Thanks for the information. I'll keep that in mind.
yep.
Oh, Top Hat, there's a question for you.
Oh?
This one's from James Riddle. Top Hat, if there's no such thing as magic, then how do you explain why you, tugs, and engines have faces? You know, that's a really good point.
Well, to be honest, I try not to think about that every so often, but there are times when I question why some of us have faces, but I just shove it off like it is nothing.
Oh,
oh dear, that's going to keep me up all night.
Well, speaking of questions that could keep you up all night, Samson, Camp to Stay has a question for you.
Oh, what is he saying?
Have you ever wondered what you'd look like with a cab?
Honestly, I'd never know.
I wonder how it would look on you.
I think I'd look like a snail, and I wouldn't want that, thank you.
A snail?
An engine like a snail.
What in the world is a snail?
I've heard of these snails. Sometimes there is something like that in the sea here. They're called sea slugs. But a snail, on the other hand, it is like a sea slug, but it has a shell on its back, like a crab, like one of those hermit crabs. And it retreats into that shell as a form of protection.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen snails, but I've had termites on me one time.
Oliver and I have seen snails.
Oh dear, I've heard that those can eat stuff like wood and paper.
Yes, I was in a terrible state for many months when I was with you know, Sailor John. Yes, I was trying to find the name. When I was with Sailor John. Yes, he didn't take care of me one bit.
Ooh, well, I'm at least glad that they didn't eat your face off. Or something like that.
Oh boy.
Warrior, you had to bring that up. That's really going to keep me up at night now.
Same here.
Sorry, but I just had to speak me mind.
Sometimes, Warrior, it's better to not say everything that's on your mind.
Sometimes you just gotta keep things to yourself every so often.
Yep.
Agreed.
Maybe. Sorry. Oh, Doc, there's a question for you. Doc?
Oh, I'm right here. What's the question?
This one's from, this username's a bit silly. This one's from Splashy Blue Dolphin. Doc, do you remember when you first saw Diesel?
Oh, yes, I remember that day.
Sounds like he's gone into a tunnel somewhere.
It certainly sounds far away.
Oh, sorry about that.
Oh, now he's back.
Yep. Anyways, I remember that day very well. I had my doubts about him. Let's just say I was very right to doubt him.
Oh, there's a question for me and Top Hat.
No.
This one's from Brandon Polly. Warrior and Top Hat. How's 10 Cents doing?
Oh, 10 Cents, sir. It's just as spunky as usual.
Where is 10 Cents anyway?
Warrior, he's back at Big City Port.
Oh!
He didn't come with us this time.
Wait, what? What? Just repeat that, please?
He didn't come back with us. He didn't come with us to this regatta. He's back at Big City Port. But like I said, he's still spunky as ever.
Oh, I thought he said that he was coming with us.
That's what I thought too, but apparently there was a change of plans.
Bit of a bright spark, this one.
No, that's Warrior. Warrior's the bright spark.
Wait, what?
Oh, Skiff, there's There's a question for you from Little Train Master. Remember when Sailor John tried to blow up Thomas with dynamite?
Oh, yes. See, Sailor John had the pirate treasure, and he was going to get away with it, but before we could, Thomas did see and chased us. So yes, he did try to blow him up with a stick of dynamite that he stole, but eventually I did like twist a bit and let him let go of it, and it fall off to the side. That was a close one. That was a close one. Yes. Yeah, that is why
Thomas almost went down the same way as Big Mickey.
Almost. But luckily I stopped Sailor John.
Thank goodness. By the way, Skiff, there's another question here for you.
Oh?
It's from Chap to Stay. Well, just like Wolf 930, this guy asks a lot of questions. He says, Skiff, if you were to be a steam engine, what class would you be?
Oh, I have always thought about becoming a steam engine like Thomas, but I've never really given some thought on what kind of engine. For sure, I would like to be a tank engine like Thomas, because I bet it's a lot of fun to be that kind of engine.
I've seen an engine named Henry pop past a few times on this island while we were coming here, and ever since then, I thought that kind of engine he is very neat, and I would very much like to be that kind of engine if I can.
Well, being a railway tug myself, I'm not sure I'd even want to be a railway engine. No offense to our Sudrian friends here, but I'd rather just stay as I am, because how else would an engine get across from one port to the other without a bridge, especially one of a long distance?
Well, if I can actually intervene, I actually have a couple of questions I saw a while back. One of them's for Samson, and one of them's for Warrior. To Samson, this one is from Christopher O'Shea, something like that. It's hard to pronounce this name here, but it says, according to his research, your class was built in 1867. How did you manage to survive for this long?
Wait, who was that question for again?
You, Warrior!
No, that was for Samson, actually.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, sorry.
Anyways, where is Samson anyway?
Oh, I'm still here.
Oh.
Certainly keeping quiet, though.
Oh, I'm just taking in the sea breeze, having a bit of a break from Bradford. He gives me a bit of a headache sometimes.
Oh, I wish I envy you. Sometimes I can't barely get away. But anyway, you have a question, Samson. It's about your age, apparently.
My age?
Yes. Apparently this user has found out that your class was built in 1867, apparently, and he's wondering how you managed to survive for so long.
I got contracted to the island of Sodor, so they've been able to maintain me, so I haven't had to break down a lot or have any new parts be built there. It's all here and all ready to go, so I believe that's how I've been able to keep youthful in these current ages.
Oh, sounds almost like Lucky.
Wait, who?
You know, Warrior, Lucky's Yard. We have a contract with them.
I see.
Sword and everything.
I thought you were talking about a different character, but never mind.
Your character yourself, Warrior.
Oi.
Alright, and the other question is for Warrior here, from a Fitzgerald. Would you like to meet Sydney?
Who's Sydney?
Oh, not that Sydney. He's a bit of a slow one, if you know what I mean.
Oh, believe me, I can understand that.
But seriously, who's Sydney?
Yes, who is he?
He's a diesel.
Oh. Well, what's he like?
He's a blue diesel. He's quite forgetful.
Oh. Well.
Sounds like you, warrior.
Oh, shut up, Top Hat. Anyways, I think I probably maybe want to meet him, but wait a sec, is that Billy's shoe pack?
Oh, no, please!
Oh no, not that insane explosive.
Oh, don't worry your little head. I haven't got any dynamite on me. This time.
Dynamite!
Oh,
Oh no.
bleed of a sigh of relief there, but... Oh, Shoepack, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just came here to bring in the supplies for the fireworks this evening.
But Samson already brought fireworks.
Well, it's gonna be...
Like we got an excess of fireworks there, but
Well, it doesn't hurt to come prepared. I mean, what if somebody accidentally set it off or deliberately set it off?
Then I would say we head for the hills.
Touche there, Top Hat, touche.
But your tugboats, you can't climb hills.
You know what I
You know
mean.
what I mean.
But if I remember correctly, Billy here is actually what you would call amphibious.
Yeah.
Well,
by the way, my duck.
who of you went up some aqueducts that took you to the top of a hill? Ever been on one of those?
Wait, what was...
Fascinating.
Can you say that again? I didn't quite catch that.
You would try going up a hill by going on an aqueduct. Those are really fun.
What's an aqueduct?
They're kind of like railway viaducts, except they work for water.
Oh, you mean like the ones from the Roman era?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You've been on one of those, Shoepack.
Oh, yes. They, like you, and you engines are really lucky to have viaducts. They just give really lovely views over the countryside.
I don't know if I'd be able to fit on a viaduct, but that sounds like real fun.
Oh, I just get giddy thinking about the heights.
We have the world has the technology to find the certain aqueducts that can fit tugboats, so maybe with any luck you could try looking for them.
Fair enough.
Oh, there's a question here for me.
Oh yeah.
Yes, from Peanut Little. Top Hat. What happened to the goods train that you rescued? Oh, well, thankful, don't you remember? That engine was recovered along with the trucks and some of the goods. But that engine is one of Puffer's friends. What was his name? I think it was Steamer, I think is what it was.
Hey, Billy, there's a question for you.
Oh, lovely.
This one is from Champ to Stay. Billy Shootback. Have you ever been to Loki's yard due to your own dynamite?
Oh, you have no idea. I've been into some scrapes myself, and I've had my batteries recharged.
Oh.
You run on steam. You don't have batteries like Stafford.
I think that was
I'm being figurative. Whoever you are.
I think that was just a metaphor.
Exactly.
If I can intervene, there's actually another question for you, Billy. It says here from Geo the Avatar Creature. When... no, wait, that's not the right one. Oh, never mind, I was reading the wrong one. It's actually from Train Boy 53's Trains. Do you know Gator?
Oh, I can't say I have. I think
I think that was actually meant to be for Oliver.
No, well, yes, it was actually for Oliver and Billy Shoepack. There's actually a second, someone else who has said that. I believe.
Okay then.
This live stream feed is really fascinating, isn't it not?
Yes, I'll have to agree with you on that.
I will say it is very interesting, and there are a lot of questions here. I will say that. But anyway, who is this Gator this person's asking about?
I don't know. I haven't seen anyone named Gator. Do you know anyone named Gator?
I do.
Wait, who's that?
It was Oliver. Oliver said he knows who Gator is. Who is Gator?
Gator's an engine from Colombia. His real name is Gerald. You see, he's in the same situation as Duck. You see, Duck's real name is Montague, but he likes being called Duck better. Same thing with Gator.
Oh, I see.
Why, pray tell, would he brought to be called Gator? I hope he's not anything like Billy here.
Not personality-wise. You see, why he's generally called Gator is because, well, his boiler slopes down like an alligator.
Very, very ironic that I'm being called an alligator myself, even though I don't look anything like an alligator.
It's because, Shoepack, like I said, you are amphibious. There is a way that you can actually go on land, and from what I've heard, your type looks like it lumbers around like an alligator when you're on land.
Oh,
yeah, there's
really?
that too. But unfortunately, I haven't had the chance to go on land.
Oh, here's a question that I think is really good.
What's that?
It's for me and Duck.
What's
There's
that?
no love for Samson these days. No love.
Duck, are you here?
Right here.
All right, Duck. This one's for both of us from Bonnie Games to Duck and Oliver. Do you know Lily, Colin, and Adam?
I don't believe I've ever heard of those characters.
I've heard of them. They're the three engines that used to run the Wellsworth and Sudbury line.
Oh, wait, I remember Lily now. Ah, yes, thanks for reminding me, Oliver.
You see,
I thought Colin was a crane.
well, there is a Colin that is a crane, but you see, there's another Colin that used to run the Wellsworth and Sudbury line. Lillian and Adam are still here, but Colin, I believe he's in an exhibit now.
Wait, Adam's still here too?
Yeah, that's a very fascinating name. What kind of characteristics did you have to get that little name?
Wait, what?
Billy's asking how you got the name Duck. I'll simplify for Billy Shoepack here. Basically, Billy, his real name is Montague, and he got the name Duck because everyone says that he waddles like one, but he doesn't.
Exactly.
Oh, how long have you known the engine top hat? Oh, sorry.
What was that, Billy?
I'm really sorry, Duck, but
Don't worry about it. I like the name Duck better than Montague.
no, it's not. It's not that. I was just interrupting you. Anyway, I was just saying that. How long have you known these engines, Top Hat?
This is my first time here. I've been hanging out with them since this live stream began.
Yeah, so.
As am I.
Well, I could just say it's a really beautiful place you engines have got here.
Hey, Skiff, right?
Yes?
There's a question for you.
Oh, in a moment. Hold on. Geronimo!
What's the splashing there?
Well, I thought I would join you, Tugs. I thought I'd join you, Tugs, out in the water.
That little bone shape of your body was just a little gimmick.
Wait,
I will say he's a lot smaller than I would have anticipated.
Wait, what happened to your wheels?
Oh, I left them behind on land.
I thought they were. I thought there was some buffers underneath your little pier.
Yes,
That holds them in
that's what I
place.
meant. That's what I meant. They're against some buffers back near land.
I see.
Anyway.
Anyway, Skiff, there's a question for you.
Oh, well, what is it?
This one's from Geo the Avatared Creature. Skiff, since you've seen the mermaid as a statue on the front of the ship, do you wish to see a real mermaid?
Oh, yes, I do. I know how some people say that there's no such thing as mermaids, or there's no such thing as fairies, and there's no such thing as the Loch Ness Monster, although Donald and Douglas say that it could be real. But I still think there could be a mermaid out there, because who knows? I mean, the world is full of many wonders.
I've heard Big Mac talking about the Loch Ness Monster. He really claims that the old Nessie is real.
Aha! So there are some legends that could be true.
Well, they are. It's only worthy if we actually knew the truth more than actually assume if they actually are real or not.
Oh,
Well-
and between you and me, if Hercules told me that Top Hats and the other star tugs they saw a ghost.
Oh, please don't bring that up again.
Oh dear.
What did I say that out loud?
I remember that.
Oh, Billy.
Couldn't resist.
Just like you can't resist blowing things up.
Oh dear, I remember that too.
Well, you know, I accidentally scared a few of the engines on Sodor because they thought I was a ghost ship. Because, you know, when Sailor John made the wheels for me, I can travel on land. They thought I was a ghost ship traveling on land. Like I remember how I scared Henry one time.
Oh my.
Well, I can definitely see why if it were a foggy day.
Hey, I've heard of this Henry engine. He's the big one with the number 3, right?
That's right.
Yep.
Oh, I read it. Oh, I've heard so much about him. I remember one of the most famous stories about him was the one where he got locked up in a tunnel. I think it was due to him being afraid of the rain. He's afraid of a lot of things, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe.
Anyway, Doc, there's a question here for you.
Oh.
And this one is rather interesting in my opinion. It's from Northwestern Entertainment Center. Doc, will you ever change the GWR lettering to NWR? And that's something I've been meaning to ask as well, because even though you are from the Great Western Railway, but you are now part of the Northwestern Railway, which is what is your railway on Sodor, correct?
Yes, it is.
So why haven't you changed over to that?
You know, I've always wondered that too.
The Great Western Railway is part of my heritage. I couldn't erase it. I couldn't have them erase the G and replace it with the N.
Oh.
Blasphemy.
Heritage thing. Interesting.
I see.
Great Western Railway is within me. I must keep its name alive. My responsibility is a Great Western engine. And Oliver's too.
Even though you can barely see my GWR sign.
It's that circle thing, isn't it?
Yes.
I think I've seen that GWR logo sometime before.
Yes.
Hey, Skiff, what exactly are you doing?
Oh, it's just a nice breeze out here in the water. I'm having so much fun.
Well, speaking of which, Skiff, there's actually a question I saw a while back for you.
Oh?
It's from James Riddle. Do you think you would like to go to Big City Port and join the Starfleet someday?
Oh, well, it sounds far and it sounds big. I'm just a small little sailboat. I don't know how I would get my way around there.
Oh, you would be able to get your way around, but I am definitely having a hard time trying to see why Captain Star would have a railboat or a sailboat like you on his fleet. I mean, just by your size, you don't even look like you can pull a barge.
Well, perhaps he could use it
Exactly.
as a little holiday boat. You know,
Well, he has a
just
submarine,
say-
though.
Or
To
maybe
say
doing a
what
bit of
the
tourist
easy-
around the ports.
Well,
And I must ask this, warrior, what use would Captain Star have for a holidaymaker's boat? We're all
well,
about business.
wait.
Hear the
Doesn't he have a submarine, though?
Submarine is different. Krampus is very different. He can actually pull a barge, but Skiff here, it doesn't even seem like he can pull one.
Hey, pick on
He's
someone
not
your
a
own
stone.
size, Mr. Hatman.
It's Top Hat Samson.
Hattie, whatever, it's the same thing.
Well, if there was actually a very strong breeze, maybe it could be possible for him to pull at least one barge. I'm not saying it could be
Well,
possible.
So you do realize how big our barges are, right?
Well, I was kind
I'm
of
aware.
I'm standing next to Top Hat, and he's twice as big as me.
Twice? I'd say at least 10 times your size.
Well, yes.
Regardless, Skiff is not for sale. He is not going to leave his home on Sodor.
Yes,
just
Samson,
a
there's
little
I
concept
appreciate
about.
the offer, but I'm happy here on Sodor because it's just perfect for me. Like, it makes me feel at home. It's not
What
much
would
to.
Captain Joe do without you?
Yes, exactly. He's given me a new home ever since that sailor John abused me, and I don't want to go anywhere else. He's been.
Well, there is one thing I could say about this Sailor John, that he did good for you, Skiff.
What do you mean?
He gave you wheels.
Well, I suppose, but I didn't realize he meant to make that just so he could like find the pirate treasure on land. See, I thought this whole time that once we find the treasure, we take it to a museum. But he wanted to keep it all to himself.
Besides,
And he nearly made me sink when we were making our escape out at sea.
Well,
Sounds like a
once
nasty
it's
piece of
always
work.
a thief, that's what I say.
Yep.
By the way, everyone, there's a question for us. For all of us. It's from Ethan, the tender engine, number 11. It says to everyone, who is your least favorite engine or tug? So I think we'll start, let's see. We'll start off with our hosts here. Skiff, Duck, and Oliver. We'll start off with Skiff.
Oh,
Who is your least favorite engine or tug?
well, I'm not really mean to everyone. I'm not really sure, and I hardly know all of the Starfleet and the Zero Fleet. So I would have to know every one of you tugs before I would make my decision. So I don't think I have an answer. Sorry.
I've got an answer.
Duck.
Yeah, me neither.
I've got an answer. We'd have
Go
to
ahead, Duck. What was it?
Who's your engine? I'm sorry?
Diesel would have to be my least favorite.
Yeah, for what you were telling me, I would say that would be the case for you.
Either him or James. I know James and love. I know James is a huge boaster about everything, especially his paint.
let me guess. Is he that little diesel with the black body, grey wheels, grey face?
Yeah, that's Diesel.
Oh, I know a diesel back at Big City Port. Put it heaps to himself. He says he's got a brother just like that.
Wait, there's a diesel back at Big City Port, Billy?
Well, yes, he's actually, as I say, he got it heaps to himself. There's a very small port where diesels kind of access, and he shunts at that little port.
Oh,
It's somewhere upriver. You might not know it.
I would say so, because I've never seen one yet.
Me neither.
Same here. Here.
Anyway, so we have Skiff and Duck give their answers. Oliver, did you give your answer?
Well, there are two big diesels on the other railway that are my least favorite.
Who are they?
Yes. Who are they?
Yes.
D199 and D261.
Hmm.
Oh my.
Okay.
Is that's your answer? Yes.
Yes.
All right. Samson, what is your least favorite engine slash tug?
I'm not really based on Sodor that much. I'm more on the mainland, so I don't have a favourite, but I don't have a disfavourite.
Oh well. So that I would take the answer as undecided then.
I suppose there's no one I don't really like.
I
What
see.
Express Studios? My least favourite is Samson. How dare you, good sir?
Oh dear.
Ooh.
You have made one powerful enemy. I have my least favourite, Express Studios. That is my least favourite engine, thank you.
Oh dear. I see a war starting to develop here.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving on. Yes. Let's see. Billy, who's your least favorite, engine or tug?
Well, it's actually someone who. It's a goods engine.
A goods engine?
Do tell.
Well, I understand he's one of your friends, and I can appreciate that, but he was kind of he did something that is pretty unforgivable to me.
What would that be exactly?
He took my curly fries!
But what?
My chip!
What?
My spicy crispy chicken fries!
But you
Curly fries?
You don't even eat food.
I tried to eat once, and he ruined my chances. My chance to become the first alligator to eat human food.
Wait, how is that even possible?
Yes. How are for that matter? What are curly fries?
Well, they're like these. You know, have you heard of crisps or potato chips, as Americans call it?
I've heard of them.
They're a bit like that, except they're very, very crispy. They kind of melt in your mouth, according to one of the dockyard workers I know.
Wow.
So just to quickly recap, you don't like this goods engine because he stole your curly fries.
Yes, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, how can he steal your curly fries if he hasn't got any hands to snatch them? Well, it was actually a load that was supposed to go on an open truck because someone spilt a shipment onto the dockyard, and I tried to pick it up with my tongue because I was just toppled onto my side, and I just happened to rest my head right on the port.
I see. Well, I have other thoughts on that.
Don't ask how that happened. Don't ask how I got in that position.
Okay. Now your question's over, Billy. Who was...
Boria, who's your most disliked, least favorite engine slash tug?
Zoran.
Yeah, Zoran.
Of course.
Yeah, I think some of you may know why.
What's Zoran?
Zoran is the leader. He's the head tug of the Zoo Stacks, of which Zug is part of.
And of course is actually he's actually kind of the right-hand heir to Captain Zora, if you could say that, I assume.
Yeah. So, that's your answer, Warrior?
Yes.
Right. Zug, who's your least favorite tug slash engine?
Well, yeah, if I had to choose, it would definitely have to be, and this, I have to actually choose two of my least favorites. It would have to be 10 Cents and Sunshine, because they could sometimes be a bit mischievous. Like, that time I almost assumed that they actually were the thieves that stole all those stolen
That's
bottles.
the problem with you Z-Stacks. Always jumping to conclusions.
You dislike
Don't remind
change
me.
from someone's pocket and the sun?
No, Samson. They work with me. They were my fellow tugs. 10 Cents is our number 1 switcher, and Sunshine is the number 7 switcher.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's who you dislike, Zug.
Yes, and as for a favorite, I actually haven't decided, so I'm just sticking with my dislike towards 10 Cents and Sunshine. But
Typical Z-Stack behavior. Anyway, for me, my least favorite, even though it would obviously be the Z-Stacks. For me, the most one that is least desirable for me is Blue-nose.
Oh,
like
the
it.
Get me started on
Blue-nose.
him.
Good old.
Blue-nose.
So first you dislike change from someone's pocket, now you dislike the colour of someone's nose. You
No! Blue-nose is the name of a naval tug.
have
Yeah.
some very funny names.
Well, it's not half as funny as Samson.
Beg pardon,
Oh, I
guys,
do
but
apologise,
I
Mr. Top Hat.
I need to go and have a conversation with some of the yachts over here about the fireworks I delivered. I've got to go now. See you later.
Bye, Billy.
So long, Billy.
Alone.
Goodbye,
Oh,
Billy.
nice to meet you all.
By the way, Samson,
And thank
I've
goodness.
heard a bit about this Blue-nose character, from what you've heard about him. Because, like I said, I think if Blue-nose were still around, he and Bradford might get along okay. They'd have a lot to talk about. I can tell you
No
that.
one has a better relationship with Bradford than me. We make a good team, Bradford and I.
So you say.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, I must be going now, so Topham would like me to take these fish trucks back to Brandon Docks. So
Well, before
I'll
you
catch
do-
you all later.
Before you do, Samson, there is a question here for you. Samson,
Yes.
there's a question here for you. It is from
Oh.
the Wise Tender Engine 2001.
And what does
Samson.
he say?
Says, Samson, are you familiar with the fact that lots of, people hate you so much that they've made Down with Samson movement where they blame you in everything horrible? What?
Oh, I had a bit of a fiasco with a couple of people a while back. There were some rowdy passengers trying to board my train. I wheezed some steam at them, and now they blame me for any problems they may find.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
But I'll be off now, so goodbye, everyone.
Farewell, Samson.
Bye,
Goodbye.
Samson.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Samson.
You know, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that Samson almost sounds just like me.
You may think that.
Oh, there he goes.
Yes.
Yes.
He's left. He's gone.
Yeah.
And then there were 6.
And then
You
there
know,
was
I have thought of something of what we can maybe do before the regatta officially starts in a few minutes.
And what would that be, Skiff?
Maybe if you Top Hat, Zug, and Warrior would like to join me, we can maybe have a little race.
A race?
That sounds like a lovely idea.
I don't think I've ever been in a race before.
Oh, come on, it's fun.
Oh, Skiff, please don't embarrass yourself. You wouldn't be able to match to us. It would be a fair advantage to you. You don't have an engine like us. All you have is that sail.
We'll just go
Well,
slow.
well, I may be small, but who knows if the wind is strong? The wind could be my guide, and it could really push me well. So who knows? We'll see.
Here's an interesting question from Thomas Katie. That's for all of us.
Oh,
Stories of Sodor.
Stories of Sodor?
I don't think so.
This is my first time
I
at
have.
Sodor. Well, what's this? What's Stories of Sodor, Oliver?
Wait. Well, it's a fan-made series made by Victor Tanzig.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's a question. There's another question for all of us.
Oh, and here's another interesting thing about Stories of Sodor, and this is something the driver told me.
Just a minute, Warrior. We're trying to answer a question here.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Go on, Doc.
Yes. Apparently, the Stories of Sodor that this Thomas Katie tells us about is it was basically made by a man named Victor Tanzig, and he incorporates basically retellings of our stories, but this, you might find this interesting in Top Hat and Zug and Warrior. He actually incorporates story elements from your stories.
He
Really?
does? He
What,
does?
really?
Yes. My driver's shown me some episodes that he's written on his tablet. I should tell you more about them when you've got the time.
Well, speaking of time, I think we should really get on with this
Wait.
race of skiffs.
Wait, but before we do that, I think I'd like to answer one more question before we do that.
All right.
This one's from the Milan Toon channel. You guys ever heard of a tug named Theodore?
Oh, please.
Theodore Tugboat.
I've heard of him, but I've never met him. What's he like?
Oh, Hercules has told me about this. It's a port over in Canada. It's what's known as, affectionately and very cliche, if you ask me, the big city, the big harbor, with the most friendliest harbor in the world.
I'd like to go there and see what it's like.
Some places like that just seem like the rust mine motor, for that matter.
Okay, so I think that's all the questions we can answer. Now, what about that rice, Skiff?
Yes.
Yes.
Race.
Well, hold on now. Duck, could you do the honors of whistling the go?
My pleasure, Skiff.
All right, then.
Racers to your marks, but I think we know how this is going to end.
We'll see. The wind's drawn. Ready? On your marks. Get set.
Get set.
Go!
Oh, la da 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 da, I'll draw. Warrior, slow down! Warrior, you're awake! Warrior!
What? Sorry.
Wait where am I? Oh, there we go.
Sorry, Top Hat.
I'm far ahead.
No, not possible. No, nobody's going to beat me. No.
We'll see about that, Top Hat.
Oh no, think again, Zug.
I'm coming after you, Zug.
Oh no, not again, Warrior!
Uh-oh. Are you three okay back there?
We're fine.
Don't mind us. We're just.
Stop the wheels! I want to get off. Oh, stop the spinning.
Oh, don't mind us. We're just peachy.
Oh, hello everyone. I forgot my guard. I'm back again.
Oh, you're just in time. Look, we're racing, and I'm just about to win.
Oh.
Not for long, you little.
Uh-oh.
Go, Skiff!
Come on, Skiff!
Because I'm stop spinning.
Go, Skiff.
Come on, almost there.
Oh, that was close.
Oh no, you don't, Zog.
Almost there. Almost there.
You can do it, Skiff. You can do it.
Yes, I won. I
Go
won.
on,
I
Skiff.
passed the finish line. I passed the finish line. I won.
Congratulations, Skiff.
Thank
Nice
Oh,
one,
the
mate.
embarrassment. Oh, my poor hull. Warrior, I told you to be careful. Now you've pushed me into a sandspit.
Yeah, you should.
Sorry, Top Hat. I just got too excited.
As always, now I'm stuck.
Well, maybe attention into where you're going, warrior. None of this would have happened. And,
Oh dear. Samson or Doug, I think you might need to fetch Captain or Rocky. I think these tugs need some help.
Well, I'll go alert the Sodor Search and Rescue Centre then. Be back in a jiffy.
Well, that was fun.
Oh, sorry. It was fun watching.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't fun for me getting constantly caught in Warrior's wake. Oh, I feel sick.
Well, at least we had fun, didn't we?
Well, there was a certain element to it, but it was, I dare say, probably was fun.
yes,
I knew you three would like it. Sometimes it's fun to race.
Yes, and I must admit, although I actually did lose, I have to admit that you showed some great potential there, Skiff. So, good on you.
Even though we're small, sometimes, the smallest one can go a little further. Or, I know there's a saying, but can't think of one right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that.
The wind was it was very good.
It was definitely with you.
I believe the saying is, little boats can do big things.
Oh, just like what Thomas says about little engines can do big things.
Indeed.
Often enough.
Well,
I say, everyone, I think the regatta is starting to go.
oh,
yes.
All right.
All right.
As soon as someone gets us off this stupid rock, we should go and get there before the regatta starts without us.
Right.
Don't worry.
Right.
We're getting help. We'll get you three back in the water.
I hope so, because I don't want to miss the whole thing.
Same here.
Yeah. Alright, well, in that case, goodbye, everyone. It was fun.
Yes, farewell.
Yes.
Well, then.
Thank you all so much for joining. It was nice to talk with you all.
I agree.
Same here.
Nice seeing you again, Skiff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was nice being here.
Right.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So long, everyone.
Goodbye,
everyone.
Hold on.
Goodbye. That top hat is a real piece of work.